how to configure automatic entries for purchases in xlspread. Log in to xlspread. Go to Settings and navigate to Set up automatic entries under Transactions. Here, you will find options for purchases on account, purchases in cash, and payment of purchases. For purchases on account, you need to define both the debit and credit accounts. Click the Edit icon and select the appropriate General Ledger (GL) account for the debit entry. If the purchase is from a vendor or supplier, you should debit inventory by scrolling down and selecting it from the list. However, the debit GL may vary depending on your chart of accounts. Next, configure the credit entry for purchases on account. According to Generally Accepted Accounting Principles (GAAP), if the purchase has not been paid yet, it should be recorded as a liability. To do this, go to the credit box, scroll down, and select Accounts Payable. Again, the payable GL may differ depending on your chart of accounts. Since purchases on account require payment at a later date, you also need to configure the journal entries for settlement of purchases. To do this, go to Settlement of Purchases and select the appropriate GL to be debited. The GL should match the one that was credited when the purchase was recorded. In our example, since accounts payable was credited during the purchase, scroll down and select Accounts Payable to decrease the liability. Next, configure the credit entry by selecting the payment method used. If the payment is made in cash, scroll down and select Cash to reduce the company's assets. For purchases made in cash, the journal entries must also be configured. Go to Purchases in Cash, select the appropriate debit GL, and in this case, choose Inventory to record the purchase. Next, select Cash as the credit account since the purchase was paid immediately. Once the automatic entries are configured, you can verify them by processing transactions. To test a purchase on account, go to Transactions, click Purchases, enter the date, item code, quantity, and amount, then hit Enter. Click Vendor Details, select a vendor. We will use Vendor 1 for illustration. Fill in the required fields, and under Payment Terms, select On Account, Credit. Click the Save icon, then Post, and you should see the GL accounts you configured. To verify a purchase in cash, follow the same process. Go to Transactions, select Purchases, enter the required details, and choose a vendor. We will use Vendor 2 for illustration. Under Payment Terms, select Cash, click Save, and then Post. You can now check if the journal entries match the configured settings. For payment of purchases, go to Transactions, select Vendor and Customer Account, then choose Vendor Account. Select Vendor 1. This is the vendor we use for the purchase on account. Filter by Unpaid Status and click Display. Click on the specific vendor transaction, then click Pay, and the system will display the journal entry based on the settlement configuration. With these automatic entry setups, recording purchase transactions and making payments becomes seamless and efficient with xlspread. Thank you for watching.